Alright, what's going on everybody? So, welcome to the video. Today's going to be a little bit of a different style of video. Honestly, I'm just trying a bunch of different styles to see what works best. Just having fun with it. And today is going to be the first episode of a new series that I'm going to do. And it's going to be called Natty Physiques, the best Natty Physiques. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode, guys. Alright, so the first guy that I'm going to be reviewing is Ogus. Now, I know everybody's going to give me a lot of shit because a lot of people say he's not natty or whatever. I'm going to start off by saying I believe he's natty, and I'll tell you my reasons later on in the video. But I also thought I'd clear something up right away. That whole, like, fake natty, like, or what was it? It was that whole half natty thing. I just wanted to clear that up real quick and say that it was just a joke. Like, he wasn't serious about that. He was just kidding. Like, he literally had, like, scenes in there where he was like putting steroids into a burrito, so obviously it was just a joke. If you want to go search that up, look at the video. He says after that video that he's made it, says it like 5 years later now or 3 years later or whatever, that it was a joke, and that he claims natty for 10 years, 11 years of training now, so lifetime natty. So just to clear that up. Alright, so my first reason to back this up is Ogus goes into long periods of surpluses. So he goes into long bulk. So he'll do like right here. This is just an example. This is just an example of him when he's at like the prime of his bulk, right? And so he bulks for like 1 to 2 years. And he's a big like advocate of bulking up to like 15 to 20% body fat percentage. And so you can see here, I mean, this guy, honestly, in my opinion, he's kind of a genetic freak. He likes to say that he's only got a little, like, slightly above average genetics, but he, when he's 15% to 20% body fat percentage, he has still basically an 8-pack. You'll see in the one right up here, you can see that he's still got, like, an 8-pack or abs, at least you can see. And so that's my first reason. Like, he doesn't say lean all year round. He's actually really against being really, really shredded or lean, like, all the time. And that's my first reason to back up why I think he's natty. And you can see here, even though he's bulky, he still looks like he's in shape. And over here is more half natty lighting. This is just like normal lighting. He even says that at the start of the video. Another reason I like this guy is he goes on cuts for a very long period of time. So he doesn't shred down in a month. Like, he will take anywhere from 3 to 5 months to shred down. And this is him, I think, pretty much his final form before going on stage in 2016, so I'm pretty sure this is his latest competition. I'm not sure, but pretty sure. So you can definitely see a difference here, right? Like, he looks a lot more full. You can definitely see the striation is his shoulders. One thing about this guy is his glutes also get super shredded, which a lot of people also want to jump to the conclusion that he's not natty, but I mean, I also think that's partly genetics. Like, he's worked really hard for his physique, but his delts and chest and glutes and, like, he has a lot of, like, there's not really a weak point on his body. If you could give him a weak point, it would be his back. But, see if I can find a pose here. Even his back, in my opinion, isn't that weak. Like, it's weaker compared to the other part of his bodies, but if this is a weak point, I don't know, yeah, I don't know, this is still pretty strong in my opinion. And so that's him, like, about to go on stage. Another reason to support, like, my theory is he uses a really, like, scientific and strict form style of training. So he focuses on progressive overload and hitting his macronutrients. Those are the most important things. So if you see here him doing a deadlift, this is with heavy weight, and his form is pretty much as perfect as it could be. And so he focuses on really good form, progressing in the gym, and hitting his macronutrients. So this guy's been training, I would say, a good 8 to 10, I don't know, he says like 8 to 9 years with really proper form, progressive overload, and strict dieting, or well, not strict, but hitting his macros properly. And this is another reason I look up to him, because he practices really good form, and he still progresses on it, and he's still pretty strong, in my opinion. And so you can see here, sitting back on his hips, his back is tight, and that's 5 plates, so I mean, he's pretty fucking strong too. This guy also has, I don't know, you guys probably know this. If you're watching this, you probably know everything about Ogus, but He also has an established business, Legend of Aesthetics. Him and Chris Lovato did that a couple years ago. I don't think it's still going now, but that was a pretty big company back in the day. And he's also a Gymshark athlete. He's been with Gymshark pretty much since the start. So just shows the kind of commitment this guy has. So yeah, these are kind of like, for me, when I started working out, these are kind of the three that I saw as Gymshark athletes. I'm not gonna do a video on Jeff's side, but yeah. Anyways, Matt Ogus here, Chris Lovato, Jeff's side, kind of the three that I started. I know Lex Griffin was one of the first. I think he was the first actual athlete, but these are the first guys that I ever saw. So yeah, Gymshark athlete. And one thing I find interesting too is people go, this guy's put on, you know, like a linear amount of muscle over the years, but he's put on if you compare his 5-year transformation to his 10-year transformation, he looks a lot better in this one, obviously, but the difference of weight here is 4 to 5 pounds of muscle. That's it. So within 5 years of training, after his first 5 years, he's only put on a couple pounds of muscle. And that's not saying that his physique isn't getting better, and it looks like he's put on a lot more. His conditioning's gotten better, his training's gotten better, his strength's definitely gotten better. But a lot of times when you're on juice, if you train 5 years, even after a 5-year mark of training at the start, you're going to be putting on a lot more than like 3 to 4 pounds of muscle. So you can see here, like his shoulders definitely a lot more striations here, just look a lot thicker in general. This is also a better picture here, but yeah, pretty much prepping for both stage preps here, and you can tell this one looks a lot better. But that's what consistency does, guys. Like, I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to look like him. That's not like my goal. I don't want to look like anybody specifically. But if you train, and this guy also has, in my opinion, elite genetics. So you'll probably never look like this guy. You should never want to look like anybody else specifically. You should try to maybe resemble them. But what I try to do is I'm going to try to resemble this guy's training habits. Like he trains smart, he trains for strength, and he trains for progressive overload, which if you're natural, they're very important. So you may never look like this, you won't look like this, but it's good to see that if you train for 10 years, you will definitely have an impressive physique. If you train properly with like good progressive overload, good diet, and just doing everything right in the gym, after 10 years of training, you're going to have a good physique. So it's kind of motivating to see this guy. And yeah, everybody, this is also why everybody, they look at the shredded glutes and they think, okay, there's no way this guy can be Natty. I think that's also genetics, so, you know. So along with all my points, if you type in, like, just, I don't know, if you guys don't know what FFMI is, it's called the Fat-Free Mass Index, which basically takes into account your body weight, your body fat percentage, and your height, and kind of determines, like, what's the maximum muscle you can have. So if you type in Matt Ogus, you guys can Google this yourself and do a bit more research, but Matt Ogus Fat-Free Mass Index, it's around 24, right? And yeah, I see everything pops up, Natty or not. And he's got a fat-free mass index of about 24, which is in the natural limit. So you can attain this naturally. If you don't have elite genetics, 99 percentile genetics, you're not going to get an FFMI of 24. There's a lot of guys on steroids who don't get an FFMI of 24. But it just goes to show that certain guys can achieve this naturally. So I think with the fact that his science behind training, progressive overload, and for me a big one is the 5-year to 10-year transformation. If you look at that, like this is another one. That's why I believe Matt Ogus is natural. And I talked more about why he's natural, it's turned more into a Natty or not, but this guy's also just, he's got an insane physique. Like, in my opinion, he's probably one of the most aesthetic guys in the world, Natty, natural or not. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. This is something new for me, so let me know if you guys enjoy this style of video. I'm probably going to try to do at least 3, and if you like this style, or if you don't believe me, I'll gladly debate you in the comments. But it really doesn't matter, guys. Like, whether they're natural or not, it's not going to help you in any way, and it's not going to change their life in any way. So, but I'll still gladly debate you guys. If you like the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!